Okay, it is Thursday, May the 3rd, the year 2012, and as usual, a lot to get to in the sports world, so let's get it going right now. Unfortunately, we have to start on a very somber note. Junior Seau passes away yesterday at the age of 43. Just a terrible story. Details are still coming out. The police are investigating it as a suicide. Just a very, very sad story. Junior Seau was an amazing player. He was a privilege to watch, and he will be missed. So a very sad story there. Way too young at 43. Let's move on to the NHL. The NHL last night had a classic between the Rangers and the Capitals. The Rangers win in 3 overtimes on the Gaborik goal. They win 2-1. They go up 2-1 in the series. This game was an absolute classic. Ovechkin hits the post in the first overtime that would have won the game for the Capitals. This game was hard hitting. It was well officiated. The crowd was great. It was back and forth. Very even game, very even series. This series should go all the way to 7 games, and you could see all the games being like this from here on out. You could see either team winning 2-1 or 3-2, any particular night. It was an absolute classic last night. And for people that don't like hockey, you should have watched that game. I mean, I know the NHL regular season goes on forever, and I know too many teams make the playoffs, but playoff hockey is as good as it gets. It's very, very high drama, and when it goes to overtime, there's very few things that are better than that. It was a classic last night, and the Rangers pull out the win. They go up 2-1 in the series. They have one more game in Washington before they head home for Game 5 in the Garden. That looks like a long series and a very good series. Also last night, Nashville gets on the board. They beat Phoenix 2-0. They are now down 2-1 in the series. They have one more game in Nashville. Nashville will be trying to even up that series. Tonight in the NHL, you have the Flyers at the Devils. That series is 1-1. Devils now have home ice. I still think the Flyers are the better team. The Devils do give the Flyers problems. I still think the Flyers are just a little too good for them. Brodeur's getting a little old in the tooth. The Flyers have a lot of firepower. I'm also interested in seeing how many Flyer fans are going to be in the building tonight. Are they going to totally take over the arena there in Newark? Is it going to be a home ice advantage for the Devils, or is it going to be neutral? Because as we know, a lot of Flyer fans come up to Jersey and go to Flyer Devil games. So there should be a lot of Flyer fans in the building. That will be interesting to see if they negate that home ice advantage for the Devils. Also tonight, you have the Blues at the Kings. The Kings are the upset story of the playoffs so far. The Kings are the 8th seed. They beat Vancouver, who was the best team in the NHL this year. They knocked them off. Now they're playing the Blues, who are the 2nd seed in the West. The Kings win the first 2 games in St. Louis. Now they come home and are looking to go up 3-0. The Blues are just looking to show any sign of life at this point. So interesting to see what goes on there. As far as the NBA, last night, not much going on. The Spurs just dismantled the Jazz. Like I said, that should be a short series. The Jazz are nowhere near the Spurs. They can't compete with them. Maybe they get a game at home. This series should go no more than 5 games. Indiana, same thing with Orlando. They go up 2-1. Orlando looked lifeless last night. It's amazing Orlando won the first game in Indiana. I don't see how they win any more games. Indiana is now up 2-1. One more game in Orlando. I think Indiana is in total control of this series. Last night, Memphis even up the series with the Clippers. They're now 1-1. They go back to LA for 2. Memphis, of course, had to win this game after blowing the 27-point lead in Game 1. They had to have this game, and they, for the most part, controlled the game. They had a nice, comfortable lead the whole game. I never got the impression the Clippers were going to win this game, but after Game 1, who knew what was going to happen? I mean, the Clippers came back from 27 points in Game 1, so if they came back last night, it wouldn't have been a total shock. They were down by 6-8 points most of the game, but Memphis had control of this game most of the way. So it should be interesting there. That's now 1-1 going back to LA. Should be a very, very good series. Those 2 teams are evenly matched. Real quick in baseball last night, weird happenings in baseball. First of all, Jared Weaver for the Angels pitches a no-hitter against the Twins. His family's there. Jared Weaver is an outstanding pitcher. It was good to see him get the no-hitter. Torrey Hanna made a nice play on the final out of the game. Weaver's parents are there. His wife's there. He was very emotional after the game. If you ever want to get healthy in baseball, play the Twins. When the Red Sox was struggling, they played the Twins and swept them. The Angels have been struggling. They swept the Twins. It's just amazing how far the Twins have fallen. They used to be so good year after year, and they are a disaster now. And Mauer and Morneau don't seem to be the same players, and it's just hard to watch the Twins. They are a really bad baseball team now. So Jared Weaver with the no-hitter last night. Also, what a wild game between the Phillies and the Braves. The Phillies are up 6-0 with Holiday on the mound. The next thing you know, the Braves are up 8-6. Then the Phillies go up 12-8. Then the Braves go up 13-12. The Phillies tie it in the 9th at 13. And then in the 11th inning, Chipper Jones first hits what you think is a game-winning home run. It just goes foul. He comes back the same at-bat, hits the walk-off home run, and the Braves win 15-13 in just a wild affair. You thought it was going to be a pitching duel, and you think Holiday's got the game wrapped up at 6-0, and the next thing you know, we're in the 11th inning, and it's 15-13. So just a wild game there. Also, a wild game with the Dodgers and the Rockies. Giambi hits the home run in the 9th inning to win it for Colorado, the walk-off home run there. And did you see the missed call at first base in that game? I mean, the Dodgers got one of the worst calls in the history of baseball. Todd Helton was about 3 feet off the bag when he got the throw, and the umpire called him out. What in the world was the umpire looking at there? One of the worst calls in the history of baseball. Mattingly came out, and he was befuddled. I mean, I don't even know. And then what are the other umpires doing? They didn't see that Todd Helton was 3 feet off the bag. That is one of the strangest calls I have ever seen in baseball. Just bizarre happenings. Going back to the NBA. Tonight in the NBA, we have Miami and the Knicks. Now, Chris Bosh may not play. He just had the birth of his child, so he's questionable, and the Knicks need all the help they can get at this point. Will the Knicks show any pride tonight? Will they actually get a game? They are home. The Garden should be jumping. Maybe the Knicks get a game tonight. I don't see the series going far anyway. I mean, maybe it goes 5. I'd say maybe the Knicks pull one out tonight, but the writing is on the wall with this series. The Heat are just too good. The Knicks don't match up with them. And the late game tonight, Oklahoma City at Dallas. Dallas could have won the first 2 games in Oklahoma City. They instead lose both. They melt down at the end of both of those games. And now we're back in Dallas. Oklahoma City is up 2-0. We'll see if Dallas has any signs of life. I would assume they would respond at home and get at least 1, maybe 2. I think Oklahoma City is going to win the series, but maybe Dallas can push it. So that is about... Oh, one more thing. On the NFL, I just got word that Ravens linebacker Terrell Suggs tore his Achilles, so he may miss the rest of next year, which would be a big loss for the Ravens. Now, Suggs says he will be back, but who knows? That's a serious injury, so who knows? We'll have to keep an eye on that. Tomorrow we will do the Mayweather-Cotto fight. We will get into the Kentucky Derby. We will, of course, touch on the NBA, the NHL, Major League Baseball, whatever else is going on. So enjoy the games tonight, and I will see you tomorrow. Take care.